Today I'm going to be going over the trade recap for May 17th. Pretty simple day, had 3 wins, 1 loss for options, and 1 win on futures. We won't go over futures trades in this video, but for the options, here was the first trade. We had 2 closes over our peak money line here. We entered in calls right here. On top of that, when we're looking at the 20-way 5-minute, at the time we were at the 50% odds, and also over vector, which was down here at 327.8. So those two together, us holding above the probable zone or the yellow box, we were bullish. When we broke below the peak money line, came back up, we closed. We were still in the position because we didn't have a close below. But right after this 5-minute candle close, we instantly dropped back below. So at that point, we didn't wait for a 5-minute close. We just sold our position. I believe it was a $6 loss or a 12% loss overall for the contracts. Now, next up, this would have been a great bounce to take, but unfortunately, we just were not in it at the time. I wasn't looking at it, and you can see we came down to the 10% odds, bounced off of that, and we also bounced on our pivot level here. So this would have been a nice move to catch, but the next one, again, was 329 calls. Same position we had over here, just cheaper over here. We had a close over our peak money line again. We entered in calls. As long as we held over the peak money line, our position was fine. We then had a close over this 328.45, and this was the level I've been saying since the morning, that if we get over this and have a good close, we'll have a lot of room for upside. So when we did have this close over it, I entered in the lotto position that we only got about 14% on before getting stopped out of. The reasoning behind the 328.45 is it was a resistance on the fractals, and when we got above it, we had all of this room right here, all this white space. So we were looking for that to get filled if we could have a close over the 328.45. Unfortunately, Biden was speaking today, and that caused these 2 big wicks here. So unable to hold the calls, but you can see after that, it was able to ride all the way up. I looked at the contracts. They went for like 1,000%, over 1,000% on the lottos and like 600% on the initial entry. So that kind of sucked, but we were able to catch a 100% play. When we got up here, I sent an alert before we were at this point. I believe we were around 331.4. That I'd be looking at puts if we got up to 331.71. Reasoning 1 was this was the ceiling on our charts that Sam sends out every day. And on top of that, I'll post a picture of it right now. On the fractals, it was saying our ceiling for the day for the market maker move was 331.7. And typically, we don't like to go past the ceiling or below the floor because at that point, market makers have to pay out, they lose money, and market makers don't lose often. So we're expecting a reject there. Worked out perfectly. We came back up and tested that level again, rejected again, just held our puts all the way through. We bounced on the initial fractal resistance here, still held because we didn't break above our 331.7, broke down below, and at this point contracts hit 100% and 100% again when we broke below this fractal resistance here. And you can see even at the end of the day, we still didn't break over that 331.7. I held one runner to the end of the day, just to see if we could get any more out of it, but all we were able to get was that 106% on the play. So that's all 4 trades. Little unfortunate we weren't able to catch this whole move up. We had the right idea about getting over this 328.45. We just had that Biden speech in the middle that kind of messed with it. Overall, though, still a great day. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in live chat.